Eric Swalwell does not want Matt Gaetz to become Attorney General. And I want to know why. I'm just doing my research right now, and I've come across a couple of videos from Matt Gaetz, and I think I understand why they don't want him to be the next up. Let's show this one right here. This one right here gave me a chuckle. Hopefully it'll do the same for y'all. But when I seen this, I said, holy crap. Is Trump serious? This dude is nuts. The good kind of crazy. Okay, here we go. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, all right?
Like, why is it that the women with the least likelihood of getting pregnant are the ones most worried about having abortions? Nobody wants to impregnate you if you look like a thumb.
Is it safe to say that?
Holy crap, this man said nobody want to impregnate you if you look like a thumb. Okay, wow.
Is it safe to say that based off of your comments, you're suggesting that these women at these abortion rallies are ugly and overweight?
Yes.
What do you say to people who think that those comments are offensive?
Be offended.
Okay, so that's where we are right now. All right, so clearly he doesn't bite his tongue. He says what's on his freaking mind, and I'm grateful for that. Anybody that represent the people just speak what's on their mind, regardless if you're not going to stay in office, they're going to vote you out, you're going to become an enemy of theirs. I don't care. If you're representing the people, you should be doing it and be honest with yourself. Don't play games just so you can keep the job. Damn that. Say what you got to say. We have been teaching people how to grow online. It's been absolutely amazing. We have 3 people who have been able to reach monetization in less than 30 days. Growing YouTube channels, some from 0 people. We have one guy who had 2 subscribers before he started working with me. He started helping him. His views went up 4.8 million%. We're super excited. If anybody ever want to grow on YouTube, you reach out to me with the word coach. Be demonized if you have to. This guy, whoo, my gracious. So here's a conversation where he bullied Merrick Garland. I need y'all to help me out with this one, okay? I do not plan on stopping this conversation because the way that he got up in Merrick Garland's sugar honey iced tea was quite impressive. It really was. I enjoyed it. Hopefully you will too. All right, here we go.
You can clear it all up for us right now. Will the Department of Justice provide to the committee all documents, all correspondence between the department and Alvin Bragg's office and Fonnie Willis's office and Letitia James's office?
The offices you're referring to are independent offices of state.
I get that. I get that. The question is whether or not you will provide all of your documents and correspondence. That's the question. I don't need a history lesson.
Well, I'm going to say again, we do not control those offices. They make their own decisions.
The question is whether you communicate with them, not whether you control them. Do you communicate with them, and will you provide those communications?
You make a request, we'll refer it to our Office of Legislative Affairs.
But see, here's the thing. You come in here and you lodge this attack that it's a conspiracy theory that there is coordinated lawfare against Trump. And then when we say, fine, just give us the documents, give us the correspondence, and then if it's a conspiracy theory, that will be evident. But when you say, well, we'll take your request, and then we'll sort of work it through the DOJ's accommodation process, then you're actually advancing the very dangerous conspiracy theory that you're concerned about. Now, you were a judge, once nominated the highest court in our country. When you were a judge, I'm just curious, did you ever make political donations to partisan candidates?
No.
No, and you didn't because that would create the potential appearance of impropriety.
I didn't because there's a federal rule barring federal judges from making contributions.
Right, but under that same theory of attacks on the judicial process, like shouldn't someone be owed like a jury of their peers and a judge that's non-biased rather than getting a judge from your political opponent's donor file?
I'm well aware that you're not asking a hypothetical. You're asking me to comment on a jury verdict in another jurisdiction, which has to be respected. I won't comment on it. That case is still ongoing. The defendant,
Mr. Attorney General.
That was an admission of guilt. When he said that part, he was like, wait a minute. We have done that. And I know what he's talking about. How can I get around this? Well, I can't speak on it because there's an actual trial going on right now that has to do with exactly what you're talking about. And I will be wrong if I say something about it. Okay, I told y'all I was not going to comment on this, but this is nuts. All right, hold his feet to the fire, bro.
No, I hadn't asked you about the verdict yet. We were getting there. I was talking about the judge. And so let me ask you this question about your time as a judge. Was there ever a time when you were a judge when you had a family member who was personally profiting off of the notoriety of a case that was before your court?
I'm going to say again, it's very clear you're asking me to comment on a case in another jurisdiction.
No, wait, hold on, Mr. Attorney General. Did you ever have a family member profit off of the notoriety of any case that you sat over?
Say again, you're asking
yes or no?
You're asking me to comment on a case currently.
Well, it seems you're connecting the dots, Mr. Attorney General. I'm just asking you as to a general principle, but you are aware that Judge Merchan's daughter was profiting off of this prosecution. You are aware that that creates the appearance of impropriety. You know the very reason there's a federal rule against judges giving donations is because it is the very attack on the judicial process that we're concerned about.
I'm sorry, I don't agree with anything you just said, but I'm not going to comment on it.
Okay, so you won't comment on it, Mr. Attorney General, but you had no problem dispatching Matthew Colangelo. Who's Matthew Colangelo?
That is false. I did not dispatch Matthew Colangelo.
Matthew Colangelo became the Assistant Attorney General at the very beginning of the Biden administration. Without having been Senate confirmed, goes and gets the senior role at the DOJ. And then after, I believe it's Gupta replaces Colangelo, Colangelo makes this remarkable downstream career journey from the U.S. Department of Justice in Washington, D.C., and then pops up in Alvin Bragg's office to go get Trump. And you're saying that's just a career choice that was made that has nothing to do with the lawfare coordinated by the
saying it's false. I did not dispatch Mr. Colangelo anywhere.
Well, do you know how he ended up there?
I assume he he applied for a job there and got the job.
But see, you know what?
I tell you, I had nothing to do with it.
Well, you might not have had anything to do with it, but we've got this contemporaneous evidence in Mr. Pomerantz's book. So Pomerantz writes this book, which I'm sure you're aware of, where he says, we put together the legal eagles to get Trump. We got all these folks together and we assembled them for that purpose. And so when we on the Judiciary Committee think about attacks on the judicial process, our concern is that the facts and the law aren't being followed. A target is acquired here, Trump, and then you assemble the legal talent from DOJ, Mr. Pomerantz, and you bring everybody in to get him. And meanwhile, the judge is making money on it. The judge is making money on it, or the judge's family is making money on it for stuff that you yourself wouldn't do. You know, no one's going to buy this. No one's going to believe it. It's going to create great disruption. And I am saddened by it because, like you, I have given my life to the law. I care deeply about the law. And I think that the lawfare we've seen against President Trump will do great damage well beyond our time in public service.
Boom. Mic drop. Bow. We need people like this, man. Yes. Let's go. Let's go. For everybody that has not heard about Matt Gaetz yet, I'm excited to be hearing about him right now. I just am. I believe it was one time they was voting for something. I forgot what they was voting for, the Speaker of the House or something like that. And I believe Matt Gaetz nominated Trump as the Speaker of the House. And when I saw that, I was like, this dude is absolutely nuts. And then him and Margaret Taylor Greene was laughing their tails off and just, chumming it up and everything. I was like, both of them are some daggone fire starters. We need people like this who actually believe in the law to hold these assholes accountable, man, because they believe they can hide behind their powerful friends, judges, politicians, and just skate away with the BS that they're doing. Yes, I love it so far. And right here, they're saying that by them simply hiring this brother, he's like just listen to what they have to say about this. This is wild. All right.
The news that just broke about Donald Trump nominating Matt Gaetz as Attorney General is essentially a thermonuclear warhead on the deep state. Official Washington right now is absolutely reeling. Republican, old guard, Democrats alike, they are exasperated. They can't even begin to answer questions. My phone absolutely blew up. Is this serious? You can't believe this. There's no way he would actually do it. Oh, he's done it. Because we're in the find out part of the equation. You see, they messed around with Donald Trump, and now it's time for him to get his 2 cents in. So you worried about lawfare, you were worried about the weaponization of government. Well, guess what? There was an ABC headline, I think in 2023, that said something along the lines of Donald Trump's unorthodox method of running for government, his proposition, elect me to get revenge on the government. That's what the ABC headline was. He's done that. He's actually declared war on the deep state itself.
And if he declares, see, here's the thing. This is just me. I used to despise Trump, and I knew absolutely nothing about him. But because I was a Democrat, diehard Democrat, Trump was considered the enemy of the Democrats, and he still is. He still is. But now black men are considered the enemy of the Democrats because we didn't vote for Kamala, so we went against all of our black women. White women are considered enemies of the Democrats because y'all was supposed to hang with us and hang tough with us, and you were supposed to talk your men into voting for Kamala. What about women's rights? So you must not love us, so we don't care about you anymore. Hispanics are now not only Hispanics, immigrants, but Democrats are saying Hispanics. Why? Because they believe that Hispanics are the only immigrants over here, the only people that cross the border illegally. Why? Because they are racist as F. That's why. They are separated from reality. So anybody that voted against the black woman, Kamala, is considered an enemy. But Matt Gaetz, he's actually holding people's feet to the fire, and he's going to make it easier for Trump to get some of these people who supposed to be behind bars. Hold up, we got some more Matt Gaetz for you. All right, so this one right here, I'm told that this right here was one of the best Matt Gaetz videos ever, and it's bad lip reading. So here you go right here. Y'all enjoy this. Love y'all. Thank y'all so much for pulling up, and hopefully you click that like button.
Son, what does it go for, Bill? Can you say it? Well, who knows? A really rich doctor said you were a bummer. And I think you don't know algebra. No, we're talking science, bud. The science of what? Is that a tiger? One of your friends promised me I could flick you in your face. Absolutely, you may not do that.
Hit him in his cringy smirk for real.
Say any cereal name. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. You're like people in the 12th century. Why'd he say it like that? You're a formulated pickle popper.
He's a storm cloud.
I don't like you, dude. And there's a tiger. That's it. You two guys sent the tiger.
I did not me.
What?
I mean,
tiger? That's.
That
is reprehensible.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
Brad?
I'm a horrible person.
Brad, I'll report you to Nadine. I just want your leg bones to be okay. I brought the tiger. Really, you got somebody on the organ now? Hey man, you're gonna pay for dinner. You're gonna pay.
Why do they hate this guy so much, man? This is hilarious to me. What y'all don't understand is when I see smoke, I realize that there was fire. All right, there's fire over there. What is it about this guy that they hate so much? Now I'm seeing that Ken Delanian, maybe you guys know who he is. They saying that he is having a horrible day because Matt Gaetz was picked by Trump. I want y'all to see this right here. Like I'm all for it, man, because I wouldn't have voted for Trump if I did not want to see this country better. All right, he's putting people in place that I'm hearing that they are the Avengers, the way that he's putting people in place. Sometimes we got to laugh about things. That's the only reason why I played that video, by the way, because I think we should laugh, and have a good time as this country moves in a better direction. Because that's where we are right now. That's where we are right now, baby. Y'all see this right here? This brother have an issue with Matt Gaetz. Everybody does. Check this out, man. And Letitia James hate him.
Well, Katie, I've gotten 2 different texts from different people at the Justice Department who just used the word insane to respond and react to this potential appointment, and then also questioning whether Matt Gaetz can be confirmed. And one person asked me to research whether anyone had ever been nominated for the post of Attorney General who had been investigated by the Justice Department. We'll have to look into that, but my initial reading is that I can't think of any time that's ever happened in American history. And not only was Gaetz investigated and not charged, we should point out, in a sex trafficking investigation, but he has been perhaps among the top 5 most vociferous critics of the FBI and the Justice Department, and not just critics, but accusing them of being corrupt and weaponized and unethical at every single congressional hearing that ever, anytime he's on the Judiciary Committee, and anytime Chris Wray, the FBI director, or Merrick Garland, the Attorney General, or other lower officials have gone before that committee, you could count on Matt Gaetz taking aim at them in very extreme language and accusing them of unethical and corrupt behavior. And so, look, I was over at the Justice Department earlier today doing some reporting on this question of how are career officials responding to this election result. What do they plan to do? There is no plan for a mass exodus among career officials. As Andrew said, they are used to serving Republicans and Democrats. They are used to changing policies on a dime and going from aggressively pursuing civil rights investigations into police departments, for example, and not doing that at all, depending on who's in office. But this kind of appointment is really striking fear and trepidation in the hearts of the career civil servants over there, because what they revere above all is respect for the law and procedure and norms. And look, we can't prejudge.
Bull sugar honey iced tea. What they revere the most is respect for the law. Bull sugar honey iced tea. You must just, this brother must just be great at his job, and in being great in his job, that means lie. That means be a team player. That means if the rest of our organization is speaking in this manner, then I should as well. That means even if I know that they are full of sugar honey iced tea, I need to bury it. I need to pull some dirt on top of it. I cannot fuel that flame, because then that will make my boss and my organization that I work for, the people that sign my check bi-weekly or monthly or weekly, look bad. And I don't want to do that. I'm not going to put my life on a line for the sake of losing my career. Well, guess who will? Matt Gaetz will. That's why every single time he's in front of these imbeciles, he called them out, because he's willing to put himself out there. Those are the type of people that you want in front of you. Who's also willing to put themselves out there? Well, you got Trump, who's willing to take a bullet for the country. Come on now. So, and he is the one that you guys were extremely lawless against. Like, you were using lawlessness and you were being extremely unfair to him. So now, there you go. He was investigated by DOJ, and nobody has ever been hired as AG that was investigated by DOJ. Well, I believe also Tulsi Gabbard was put on the national threat list or something like that, and she just now got a job as well. It seems like Trump is saying, for every single one of you that I know have a great heart for this country, and you were done wrong by this country, I want you working with me. Let's go get them. And I have absolutely no issue with it. I'm good with it, with how everything is looking right now. Trump, make me out to be a truth teller, brother, not a liar. All right? I put my faith behind this administration. I'm believing that it's going to move in a direction that it should, and that this country will respond positively. I'm looking forward to it.